The Maldives is a group of over 1,000 islands in the Indian Ocean, and they are famous for their pristine beaches, crystal clear waters, and luxurious overwater bungalows. Because of its natural beauty, the archipelago is a popular destination for tourists who come to swim, snorkel, scuba dive, and watch spectacular sunsets. When planning a trip to the Maldives, it's important to keep in mind a few key no-nos. First and foremost, never show public displays of affection. Public displays of affection may be met with disapproval from Maldivians who are more accustomed to a more subdued social atmosphere. It is also against the law to peek at someone on the cheek in public. Traveling as a couple is limited to holding hands and looking at each other. Second, it's illegal to bring alcohol into the Maldives. Since the Maldives is predominantly Muslim country, alcohol consumption is discouraged there. Not even pork is moving off the shelves well. It's probably best not to eat or drink anything containing alcohol or pork in public. Therefore, it is preferable to err on the side of caution in order to avoid unpleasant outcomes. However, if you have a confirmed reservation on one of the country's resort islands, you are exempt from these regulations. Number 3. You can only wear a swimsuit on resort property or on a boat. A swimsuit or other form of revealing clothing should be avoided in public by women in a Muslim country, as was mentioned earlier. This is seen as rude and disrespectful and is frowned upon. On resort islands, however, you are free to stroll around in your cover-up while soaking up the rays. Number 4. Do not drink tap water. This is the single most crucial fact about the Maldives that you need to know. In order to remove potentially harmful bacteria and germs from the water supply, the Maldives employs a unique treatment process. You should buy bottled mineral water from their stores. Fifth, don't try to sneak prohibited items into the country. Several items that could be deemed threatening to the conservative Muslim country's social customs, religion, and way of life are prohibited from entering the country. Number 6. Sunscreen should be worn. The tranquil turquoise waters of the Maldives are well known, but before you dive into the ocean's depths, make sure you've put on a generous amount of high-quality sunscreen lotion to prevent a horrible tan that will lead to even more excruciating burns. 7. When you're at the beach, take your shoes off. If you ever find yourself wondering whether or not to do something in the Maldives, you can always rely on good old-fashioned logic. This is a perfectly reasonable example. For instance, the Maldives is home to some of the world's most beautiful and untouched stretches of sand. Walking along the shoreline in shoes can be uncomfortable due to sand grains getting stuck in your footwear. Instead, slippers are recommended. Number 8. Your seaplane flight will most likely not leave on time. Seaplane flights at airports are notoriously late due to weather and other delays. The seaplane flight you booked after a long trip from your country to the capital city of Maldives will unfortunately be delayed. This occurs because the plane's regular schedule is disrupted by the unpredictability of drop-offs and pickups. The 9th. Keep the ocean clean. Rapid climate change has had a devastating impact on marine life and vegetation, two crucial components of a healthy ecosystem. It should go without saying, but please do not litter the water. Toss your trash and litter into the dumpsters provided. 10th, you can't buy or sell black corals or turtle shells. The government of the Maldives takes measures to safeguard endangered species like black corals and turtle shells. Thus, there are serious repercussions and severe penalties for being caught in the act of selling or purchasing black corals and turtle shells. Number 11. Aerial photographic capture by drone. Here are some things to think about if you want to bring a drone to the Maldives. Resorts in the Maldives often enforce a strict no-drone policy to respect the privacy of their guests. Major Maldives travel advisory will always advise guests to inquire with their resort before bringing drones onto the property. Number 12. Don't constantly be switching hotels. To make the most of your time in the Maldives, visitors should stay in a single resort throughout their entire trip. In the Maldives, getting from one place to another seems to be a time-consuming and disorganized process. To get from one island to another, you'll need to hire a speedboat or a seaplane. Number 13. Rather than using other currencies, use only the US dollar. Though the Maldivian rupiah is the official currency, US dollars are accepted virtually everywhere. With the exception of the local islands, most stores use the United States dollar on their price tags. Even though credit cards are commonly used everywhere, including at the resorts, visitors should still bring some cash with them. In addition, ATMs are not always easily accessible, making it necessary to bring cash when visiting the Maldives. Number 14. Factor in the weather when making plans. Shoulder season travel, between the high and low seasons, is recommended for those on a tighter budget. The weather will still be pleasant, and the 20% lower occupancy rates at resorts will translate to great deals on rooms and other amenities. Therefore, it may be best to travel between April and September. Number 15. Abide by the common customs of the land. Avoid making plans for the month of Ramadan, as many hotel employees will be away from work to spend time with their families. It will be difficult to find food during the day, and many businesses will be closed in observance of the prayer times. The availability of pig and booze has been ruled out. You're welcome to watch. Please consider subscribing to this channel.